Hey everyone, welcome back to Sip and Dip with Chelsea. For today's video, I have a review for you. This company was kind enough to send me over a little kit to unbox, try out, and share with you guys. So let's dive in. So immediate first thoughts, I do like the little bag that it comes in, and it looks like this is a cuticle oil from OPI, which is a very big brand. So I'll be curious to see how this oil is. And it is in the pen form, and it looks like it is supposed to be a orange citrus smell. So next up we have their step 1, which is a primer, and here is their step 2, which is a base coat, and it looks like this one is going to be their step 4, which is their top coat and activator. So here's their step 3, and this last bottle is a brush saver, so that's really nice. So there's 5 steps, each have their own color. They've included a nail file here, and this is nice. So maybe these are little alcohol wipes. And here's a dusting brush, and right off the bat I can tell you this is very soft, and you can see it is shedding hairs, so I probably won't be using this. I don't want it to get on my dip powder and ruin my nails. So this is interesting and something I've never seen before, but they included a metal cuticle pusher, so that's really cool. I like that. And it looks like these are their instructions, so I'm going to read over this and make sure there's nothing out of the norm that I'm used to. And let's start opening our colors. So these are 0.35 ounce jars, and they have numbers instead of names. And here's the really cool part, you guys. They have reusable seals. How neat is that? I love that it's got the little flap too, so it's not hard for my nails to pick the seal off. And I will swatch all of these for you guys in just a second. But if you keep watching, I'm going to open up all the colors for y'all so you can see what I got. So I just looked over my instructions, and there are definitely some big changes. So this is a fast drying powder, which means after I am done applying all of my layers, I do not have to apply activator. I go straight into filing, and then after I'm done filing, I apply activator and only 1 coat of top coat. So first up is number 6, and this is a very pretty milky white shade. Next up is number 2, and this has a tiny bit more of a pink hue than number 6, as you can see here, but they are very, very close. And here's number 3, and it is a little bit more pink than number 2, but again, they're very similar shades. Next up is number 8, and this is a baby pink, but it is a little bit transparent. So here it is next to number 3, and it's definitely more pink. Here is number 24. And last but not least, this is number 9. And something I wanted to point out, for number 9, I did add 2 coats of the top coat. The rest of the swatches, I followed the instructions and only did 1. And I just want you to see the rest of my swatches are very grainy, still bumpy looking, and I will go into more detail on that in just a minute. So here are all the swatches all together, and they are some very similar shades. I don't know if personally I would purchase these colors together because they are so similar, but I'm gonna do a gradient mani so I can try out a majority of these colors on one hand. So here's our lineup. I'm gonna do number 2 on my thumb, number 3 on my pointer, number 8 on my middle finger, number 9 on my ring finger, and number 24 on my pinky. So I do have a layer of peel base on, so I will not be able to explain how the longevity of this product works. I typically do that for reviews so that I can keep up with my filming schedule. I'm sorry I won't be able to give you that feedback, but I do want to say I will have a chat with Chelsea about peel base coming very, very soon, because I know you guys want to know how to use the product and some feedback on it. So just know that's coming very soon. So one thing the instructions do not mention, but it's very important to do, is make sure you are wiping your brush off after each use so that they don't get gunky and get sealed shut. So first impressions on the liquids, they are very thin. Like, I'm probably going to be getting this on my skin until I get the rhythm of this liquid. It is that thin, kind of like water, and the powder is sort of grainy. Instead of it being like a powdered sugar and very finely milled, it's very dense. But here's something that's very cool. Okay, so this is a fast drying powder. This powder is already hardened. You don't need activator. So immediately after I do a layer of it, I could truly go into filing. Like, that's it, it's hardened. So here are the pros and cons with this concept. The pros are you definitely can save some time. So you will be shaving off time by not having to wait on activator to dry. You'll be using less product because you won't have to apply activator twice. But here are the cons. With this liquid being this thin, if I get it on my skin, I have to move quick. This powder is going to dry, and it's going to dry wherever it's being placed. So that could mean it's drying on my skin. I don't know how I feel about that just yet. I think it's a great idea, but it definitely would take some practice getting used to. And as you can see, I am not quite used to it yet. So I'm just going to dust off and move on to my next shade. And as you can see here, that nail is completely hardened and ready to be filed. So judgment-free zone here, you guys. Whites are very unforgiving. If you are just starting out and you have got yourself a white dip powder and you're like, good Lord, why does it look so awful? I thought I was doing better. You guys, it's just that shade. For whatever reason, whites can be very tricky and very unforgiving, and you're gonna see here, I am no exception. I have never used these liquids before. I've never used these powders. So I, for some reason, just cannot get the hang of it. I keep flooding my cuticle area, and this color is super unforgiving. So you guys will see again, it takes time to practice and learn and get used to the products you're using. And here are some things I also wanted to talk about. I do not know if I would be able to use these liquids with another dip powder. I don't know if they are only supposed to be used with this fast drying type of powder, and the same question goes for the powder. I don't know if I would be able to use this powder with other brand liquids. So it's a very interesting concept I don't know very much about, but just some things to maybe think about if you decide to purchase this kit. And speaking of this kit, right now on Amazon, it retails for $32.99 and it is on sale for $28.99. But I am a little bit confused, you guys. I'm gonna be honest. So the kit that I was sent obviously has full-size liquids, but I am looking at their ad online and they are little travel size liquids. So I don't know what to think of that. I know I'm not saying I'm not grateful for the full-size kit, but I'm not really sure what is going on with that and why my kit came with full size. Was there a change? Did they go down to the little bottles? You guys, I don't know. And Carol Annette did a review on this product, and even her kit looks different than mine. So there are some definite inconsistencies in this kit. So I will link her video down below so you can see her review on the product and what her thoughts were. But I don't know what to think of it, you guys. So here's the other really bizarre thing. Even though these powders are very grainy and very dense, they're still going on smooth and laying down thin. And I don't know if I need to give credit to the liquid for that, but I would have thought that it would make my nails thicker because the powder it feels dense, but it's still actually going on thin. Okay, so I'm going to stop gabbing and let you guys finish watching. I will see you guys in a minute before I start filing. Alright, so I am all done with my powders. As you can see, I had a little bit of a rough time and a rough start, but my nails are still very thin, so that's a plus, and they are all completely hardened. So with the nail file that they gave me, I'm just going to reshape my nails, and right off the bat, I'm going to tell you guys, I would not suggest using this nail file. The grit is coming off. I'm not sure if you can see, but I do have little black specks on my nail, so I'm gonna use what they gave me, so I'm gonna continue on and use this file. I may have to touch up with my 180 grit, but personally I would say maybe skip this file and go straight to whatever file you already have. So they do not provide a buffing block, they just say to use that file on the surface of your nail, and I'm telling you, don't do that. I've got my buffing block here, so I am going to buff the rest of my nails, and I will see you guys in just a minute. So even though my nails did buff smooth, they still look very grainy to me. So that's something to think about. I don't know, I just don't care for the way they look. So now it's time for our activator. So we are going to apply this across all of our nails, and then we will move on to our top coat. So now that my nails are dry, I just want to show you guys there is still a lot of little ridges and bumps, and you can see how grainy it looks. And at this point in the steps for a manicure, that's just not what I would personally like. I'm going to end up moving on to top coat, and I am hoping it fixes that. So here's our top coat, and if you remember, the instructions say to only apply one layer. And when I did that with my swatches, I just felt like it wasn't that really pretty all over even shine, so I am going to ignore those instructions and add a second layer afterwards. And here's the deal, you guys. Me getting this liquid on my skin is not this company's fault. Me getting the powder on me is not the product's fault. It is my own fault. It is user error, and that takes practice. So I would definitely have to get used to the whole super thin liquids, the fast drying concept, and I'm not upset with the product at all. It worked as it was supposed to. It's just, I don't know that it would be very forgiving for a beginner. You do have to move quickly before it dries on your skin. I do think that the colors are very pretty. I don't know that I personally as a company would pair such similar shades all in one kit because a lot of them do look very, very close. But again, you can see here, it is still very grainy looking. So as I mentioned before, I am gonna move on and do a second coat. But you guys know I am all about giving credit where credit is due. So this fast drying concept I think is really, really neat. And I would say that by eliminating a complete activator step, you could be taking off at least 5 minutes of doing your nails, which is really cool. And again, you're using less product, so that's saving you money too. So I think overall the idea is definitely there, and that's a cool concept. So here I want to show you guys my middle finger has that second layer and the ring finger is still only the first, and you can see the difference in the shine, how grainy my ring finger still looked. So just something to think about if you purchase this kit, maybe consider adding that second layer. So I am all done and they dried super, super quick. So that's really cool. That means when you are done, you could go clean, you could go do whatever you need, and they still stayed very thin even with the second layer. So that's also a plus. So now I'm going to apply my cuticle oil, and I don't know if y'all can see, but it looks like it is leaking out into the lid. So I'm just going to use what is already on the brush. And I do not smell anything citrus, but I will tell you, this feels like olive oil. I'm not sure if that's the way it's supposed to feel, but it almost feels like glue. It's very sticky feeling. I'm gonna apply some more to see if maybe it's just bad that was leaking in the lid, but I don't know, you guys, it's very odd. It feels like Elmer's glue. It feels kind of like, have you ever broken open one of those vitamin E capsules? Feels just like that. As you can see, it is very tacky, and I don't know, it's very odd. I don't know if maybe this is bad oil, if that's a thing, but yeah, it's kind of gross feeling. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna rub it in, see if that gets better, but it's very sticky feeling. It's not like what I'm used to. I don't know, it's so odd. Yeah, look, my skin's like sticking together. Sorry, I'm grossing you guys out, but I just have to show you. It's like glue. So let's have some final thoughts. Overall, the kit did as it said it would. It is a fast drying powder, which is a really neat concept. If you're wanting to shave off some time on doing your nails, then I would suggest this product. But if you are just starting out and you are a beginner, I don't know that I would say purchase this kit. I did struggle with getting used to how thin the liquids were and how fast the powder dried, so I don't know if I would suggest it for you. I also don't even know what size liquids you might get, so that's something to think about. Overall, I am not really happy with the way it turned out. Again, it was user error, but I don't know that I would go grab this kit again in the future. I'd love to hear from you guys. Have you tried out a fast drying powder? What are your thoughts on this concept? And here are the shades outside if you were curious. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, I'd love to have you here on my channel, and I'm so appreciative. I'll see y'all in the next video.